Hey, buddy. We're back.
What's up?
It's been a while. Much has changed. You're in a new location.
Back in America.
Gray is laughing because this is our second take at the intro to this podcast because my microphone was broken, but it's fixed now.
Hey man, everything comes in threes. Twos?
Free for Dale, baby.
Hoorah.
Yeah, welcome
Which,
back to the States. It seems like... Oh, you about to show me something? This is how we do it, folks. We don't link each other things. We webcam each other and show each other old magazine articles. Because you just bought, like 800 old issues of Hot Rod and Motor Trend and stuff?
yeah, I have about 9 large boxes stuffed full of Road and Track, Mustang, everything and anything.
Hell yeah.
But you saying that just reminded me of the article I just read. But I went through 3 magazines because I'm trying to do 3 a day. Yeah, there we go.
Hell yeah, brother. That's Dale. Dale and Jeff.
This is talking about Dale was denied a record 8th championship from February '96.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, the cover is the Mazda RX-01.
Did they
The
ever
next
build
RX-7? They never built that.
that? That's a shame.
I don't even think I saw that in their Mazda museum when I went. So
It probably
don't
got crushed not long after it made the rounds at auto shows. That's usually the life of a prototype car. They get...
Yeah, not all of them get to be kept for the museum. Most of them just kind of get destroyed, unfortunately. But
Unfortunately.
yeah,
Or if you GM, you take such a bad job of keeping track of them, people like Hoovy end up buying them.
which I'm glad it went into someone's hands, but I just wish it was
I
someone
wish
better.
it wasn't Hoovy. Yeah. You gonna say hi? You gonna lean in and say hi?
Hi.
That's great, everybody.
Howdy.
That's my girlfriend.
That's gay.
It is
Likes to
pretty.
lose
It's
things.
pretty gay. You do lose shit a lot. I think your phone might be in the bedroom. It's not here.
How did I miss the 9 phone calls from my nephew? I was probably dead.
I don't know. Yeah, it's Saturday the 21st. I spent all summer off of school and working on Orcas, which was good. That was cool. Met a lot of people, learned a lot of things. Gonna attempt
yeah.
to build the first iteration of the warehouse project, the Kyle shop, on Orcas, because I've already got the land. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
live in it and work on the Trans Am, the Fiero, which Gray just registered, and your Porsche. I'm gonna try to get them ready for that movie that we're gonna make.
Hell yeah.
Just sort of a
And then-
shameless Americanized ripoff of Initial D, but not really.
Yeah.
I mean, look, some of the greatest movies were ripoffs of other things.
Yeah, hey, good artists borrow and great artists fucking steal.
Our
Yep.
characters are gonna be so different, though.
Our characters are going to be very different, she is correct. And I can't wait till you're out of the Navy and you can come here and you can play the German bad guy.
Yeah, that's a whole big thing.
Yeah. Well, at least then I won't have to pull double duty stunt driving both cars. And I won't have to worry about someone else driving your Porsche because it's your car.
That's also fair.
Yeah. And my
Yeah,
hair has
that's-
gotten a bit longer and I'm a bit fatter.
That's good.
I think I'm a bit fatter than the last time we did a podcast, yeah. What? It's not under the couch cushions.
Well, I don't know anymore.
Still looking for a phone. Do you want me to call it?
I think he's dead. My nephew called me 9 times this morning.
How do you know that? Oh. Whoa, screensaver, what the hell? It's not supposed to do that. So yeah. How's it going in Virginia?
Well, living with Tanner now. That's Tanner's great. He's fun. He's rarely here. He's either going and doing work stuff over in your neck of the woods, or he's taking leave.
I know, he's here like a week out of every month or something, and he never hits me up to hang out. I'm like, dude, I'll drive down there.
But yeah, so I don't really get to see him. Pretty busy with medical appointments, which, as we talked about, my calendar goes to your calendar for some reason. But
yeah,
lots of medical appointments pretty much every day of the week, besides weekends, because they don't do things on the weekends.
Yeah, why would they do that at a time when it would be convenient for everyone else who also works the same schedule as them, you know?
I don't care, because I don't go to work if I have a medical appointment.
That is pretty cash money. That seems nice.
Yeah, like next week, I think I go to work twice, Tuesday and Friday, and that's it. Otherwise, medical. But, yeah, came back, bought a GTO. It was pretty sweet. It was 2005, black with a red leather interior with 60,000 miles.
05, the LS2, the 6-speed, the good one.
Pretty cool, but the dealership was really shady in that they sold it with 4 dry rotted tires, and then the AC compressor shorted out, so it basically caused the car to just not start. So a couple $100 later, I got it fixed. But kind of realized that LS is not it's a fast platform, it's not a fun platform for me.
Yeah.
It's just very loud. It does speed, but it does it so effortlessly that it's kind of dangerous. And that I actually got pulled over for excessive speeding in a very high number. Thankfully, the cop had
in Virginia. Virginia puts you in jail for speeding.
So the cop said slow down and left without a ticket or anything, which is really nice because
that is really nice.
Yeah. So I am selling it to my brother, very, very cheap price, because trying to sell it will take a lot of time, and I don't think I'll get anywhere close to what I paid. Because basically, Virginia is, I don't know if it's everywhere in every state, but in Virginia, to buy a car, you have to either buy it from a dealer so you can get templates, because you can't just print out templates anymore. They have to be printed on a special paper that can be weather resistant, and it's only dealers that do it. Because you buy a car and they go right to the dealer or the DMV, they'll just give you plates right away. But then you have to get the car there, which means working with the private seller, which usually doesn't happen because they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Especially if you're out of state. And if you want to buy a car out of state, you have to get a trip permit, which means you have to have a Virginia driver's license. That way you can register your Virginia driver's license ID.
You don't have that.
License isn't a right away process, so when I came here, I basically had to buy a car from a dealer, which I overpaid, which sucked, and then I overpaid for a shitty car, which really doubly sucked. So I'm losing a good bit of money on this car, selling it, but my brother said he'll keep it, which is good, because it's a reliable LS motor. Hopefully he'll teach his kids how to drive manual in it. But it does get pretty good MPGs on the highway, like 20 MPG. So, and then I ended up buying a 1990 Mazda Miata, because they're underpowered, but they're a little more fun.
Incredibly throwable. I keep trying to get Gray to buy a Miata, but she doesn't want to sell her Fiat. Come on.
Fine. Well, maybe next summer, maybe next summer, once you guys start kind of doing the one movie, I'll drive the Miata over.
Hell of a road trip.
Because realistically, it might not be a bad idea to just bring the Miata and the RX-7 over at the same time next summer once you guys start filming, because once you're done filming, then it's time to start the next movie if you wanted to.
True. Well, I have to get... After we make the first movie, I've got to get the cars ready for the second movie.
Yeah. But
We've got to take them from 80s fantastic to 90s fantastic.
Which was where the Miata and the RX-7 would come in.
All I'm trying to do is turn my screensaver off right now, and it's not letting me.
Yeah. But the RX-7 is about 20 minutes away from me over in Chesapeake.
Good, it made it there.
So next week, once Tanner gets back from his little vacation he's taking, we'll go and run a trailer and pick it up and bring it back here, because the GTO actually gets shipped out on Monday. I pick up the Miata tomorrow from the shop. It's all good except for the car. Whoever the previous owner was, or I know who he is, but he had done a delete where you can start the car without the clutch in, which is fine, but apparently because the car originally came with a stop where you have to have the clutch in to start it, you have to have that. You have to have that enabled. So I have to.
That's a good thing to have enabled anyway.
I don't need it. My RX-7 does it without it.
Yeah. I prefer it that way just because every time I get in a manual car, I always put the clutch all the way in before I start it anyway.
It's
like a clutch safety switch.
Yeah, it's I just rarely ever put it in gear unless I'm on a hill.
Right.
So I usually leave it neutral. So even if I start it without the clutch in, the car's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, hopefully we'll try and get that figured out. That way the Miata will be all good, and then the RX-7 will be a process because I gotta get new coolant in it because the coolant that's in it right now is made for Okinawa, so it's made for really hot temperatures and not cold.
The coolant itself should probably be the same, but the mixture, you're probably like 60-40 water right now, and 50-50 would be good. 50-50 would be good in that. I mean, rotaries get really hot anyway.
Yeah, it's a Okinawa blend coolant, is what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
In that, because Okinawa never cold. Like, you're never going to deal with freezing temperatures. So, with winter coming up, I do want to change it out, which will probably be I just take it to wherever Nick works and then have him do a flush and then put in new stuff. So, but that'll be a slow process just because I did lose a bit of money on the GTO and buying the Miata. Yeah. So, but that's fine. I don't plan to daily drive the RX-7 anyways. I plan to put it in a kind of storage unit to keep people from trying to steal it, hopefully, because it is a very nice car.
I just sent you the good stuff, the pink coolant. Run that stuff. G40, it's phosphate free.
Even the old man that I bought the Miata from.
Yeah.
When I told him, I showed him the RX-7 I have, he got really excited. He's like, "Oh, please let me know whenever it comes in." Which he was a very nice man. I bought the car, it came with aftermarket rims. It did come with the original rims, but I forgot to grab them. So when I texted him, he was like, "Yeah, no, I put them out front. Just pick them up, in the next few days." So very nice old man.
Yeah. That's who you want to buy a car from, is a nice old man who took care of it.
So, and that's the thing, is the issues I have with the car that are causing me a little bit of money were not issues.
Just things you don't want to deal with.
They're issues that they wouldn't be an issue if I wasn't registering as a daily. But because he had registered as an antique, which...
Yeah.
So... but me having to register as daily means I have to do the yearly inspection. So once I get them fixed, I won't have those issues again.
Yeah. A lot of the problems you've had with cars are just old car problems. And I know they don't seem like old cars to us because we grew up when they were new. Like, dude, even the GTO is almost 20 years old. And Pontiac's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's which is crazy because the car only does have 60,000 miles on the GTO.
Yeah.
But
I mean, some of that stuff though isn't so much a mileage thing; it's just an age thing. I mean, tires dry rot, wires dry out and kind of crack up, insulation comes off of them, plastic gets hot through heat cycles and stuff, and it ages. You know, it's just something that happens.
Yeah.
I've been having issues with the Raptor. The needle fell off my fucking tachometer, which I've never seen happen to anybody ever. I was like, I don't even know how it fell off. It's like in a recessed thing on the gauge cluster, and it like popped off, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I gotta take the gauge cluster out at some point. Hope that it's the kind you can take the clear plastic lens off of. See if I can glue it back on so it'll stay on, and then put it back together and put it back in. Because if not, I'm probably gonna just cut the plastic and take it off and then glue it back together. Because I'm not spending $400 on a gauge cluster for my 13-year-old daily driver. I love that truck, but not that much.
That's the unfortunate thing. Like, they put everything together so wet, like so in a way that you can't take it apart.
Yeah, that's why it's right at the limit of it's so new. I kind of don't like it, but it's the newest thing I ever want to own, because anything newer than that is impossible to fix, and I don't want to have a car that I can't fix. I would much rather buy an old car and completely rebuild it than buy a new one, because I can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the nice thing, is even the issues I had with the GTO, or the engine bay itself was so open.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's like, oh man, I can get to everything.
Yeah. Like, granted, I couldn't do anything because I don't have tools, but it sure was nice, because I know that the mechanics aren't having to spend hours taking everything apart just to get to something. Like, but even the RX-7, for them to get to the turbos, they have to take apart half the engine. So it's just such a pain in the ass. So, yeah, I don't know. I think the newest thing I'll ever own would be that Mini, but I don't think I'll ever own another Mini, just because
the Mini was cool.
It was fun, and it was cool. It was great on gas.
Yeah.
But that was, like, I think the newest thing. And that was at 2011. I don't think I'll ever come close to that again.
Yeah, 2010, 2011 is kind of the limit for me. I'm like, I don't really want to go past this, because past that, the manufacturer started doing stuff to engines and transmissions and programming that I don't fully understand. And that's why I'm like, I couldn't fix this, because I don't know how this works.
Yeah. Oh gosh, what was it? The video I sent you like a week or two ago about the guy that is putting a Ford Focus gauge cluster into his 300ZX, and he went and talked about it. He spent years trying to just figure out the ECU for the gauge cluster. That way he can make it work.
Why? Why all this effort for a Ford Focus gauge cluster?
Because it was a digital one, so he could do custom animations on
it. Homie, buy a screen.
Don't ask me, man. People are weird.
They certainly are. I'm wearing my Williams F14B shirt. I love this shirt. I love this car.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wore the Porsche one when I bought the Miata.
Nice.
That's, I think, in the wash right now, actually.
I have a Porsche shirt with the car that inspired Blackbird on it, and it just says Midnight Club on it. I love that shirt, too. I don't know where it's at, but I do like that shirt.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Been wearing my Smoky Eunuch hat all summer, the hat that Gray bought me.
Did you send me the link for it, and, like, specifically, it was, like, only this hat?
Well, you were like, if you're going to be on Orcas, you need a hat, and I was like, okay, this hat.
Fuck it.
This is the Smoky Eunuch hat. Mine obviously is not as well worn as his, because I'm not as old as he was.
Yeah.
But I'll get there.
Yeah, you got time. You got time.
My hat's already there.
Your hat's like 75 years old.
It's covered in moss.
Yeah. I'd like to someday be the Smoky Eunuch of Lemons racing, which, by the way, didn't go to the Lemons race. Was hoping you and Chuck would both go, and then you didn't come, and then Chuck was like, yeah, they wouldn't let me. So I was like, okay, guess I'm just going home this weekend then to do nothing and lay on my couch, which was nice, actually.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Nice week, always fun.
I've got some insane ideas for Lemons cars, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What you're looking at now? Got a car in mind?
Yeah, like this is an idea that Gray also supports. This is the mid-90s Dodge van.
I think I came up with the idea.
That I convert to being mid-engine with a Toronado front-wheel drive transmission and axle setup, but in the back, just right behind where you sit. So it's a Dodge van, but it's actually a V8 mid-engine Dodge supercar. It's at Gray's house, but I blueprinted it, I drew it up, I was like, this is exactly what it would look like, this is about how it would fit. Yeah. It would look insane. I don't know that it'd be any good. And I'm not part of the world of engineering that likes to do math and run simulations to figure out if stuff works. I just like to build some shit and see what happens.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we'll make it. I imagine it would be reasonably good. I don't think we'd win overall or anything, but I think it'd be so cool that they'd love us and want us to come back.
That's the main thing. You gotta be creative. Gotta be fun.
Yeah, if I wanted to out and out go for the win on laps, something like a Buick V6 swapped Fiero, that's got a lot of race parts in it. Yeah. But the mid-engine Dodge Supervan, though.
We could play the song Supervan.
We could play the song Supervan while we did it. And your idea, your big contribution to the plan, you were like, hey, since it's lemons, can the van have a lemonade dispenser built into the side of it so that when we pull into the pit, we can get lemonade out of it? I'm like, yeah, sure. Why not? There'll be room. There'll be space.
I think if anything, you should paint the fucking thing yellow.
Oh, dude, we will.
We will.
It's gonna be. I'm gonna hopefully have enough of us. We'll have a social media following by then. We can get a Pennzoil sponsorship. We can paint it yellow and Pennzoil it up. Paint it like an old NASCAR. Like, yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Jesus. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's idea one for lemons.
Yeah. Hopefully next year I'll be able to come by because I'll have things more figured out.
I hope that next year you can come out and I've got the Kyle shop for you to see and you to come stay there with me on the island and you can see the cars that'll hopefully be running and way more finished than they are now because I didn't touch them all summer because I wasn't here.
Also, all the weirdos
on the
island.
Gray said also all the weirdos on the island. Yeah. Weirdos in a good way, though. It's not like a bad Weirdos Portland kind of way. It's a fun island.
I mean, I was thinking more incel kind of weird, but
Oh, we got those, but we also have not those.
There's 2 of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dealt with enough incel men.
There's enough autistic people on the island where the super weird ones usually find another super weird one to hang out with, and it's...
Yeah, it is the island of autism.
Kinda, yeah.
I thought that was Kyle Island.
No.
Well, we do have another...
There is another Kyle. He's a metal worker. He's a cool guy. It's spelled like Keel.
Oh.
So, just to be funny, we refer to me as Keel and him as Kyle, even though I'm spelled Kyle and he's spelled Keel. And he's living at White Beach now, yeah?
Yeah, you moved out and the other Kyle moved in.
I moved out of White Beach and the other Kyle moved into White Beach.
Did he move into the apartment?
No, he's got his bus up there next to the cabin. Yeah.
Lame.
White Beach, I know we all think of it as the base in Okie, because that's what it was for us, but White Beach is also the name of one of Gray's properties. It's on White Beach Road, so...
We actually call it Cloud
Oh, fair enough.
We actually call it Cloud Garden, and living there all summer, I saw why.
It's more apparent in the winter, though.
It is. It's full of fog in the morning. It's cool. It's very naturey. It's very aesthetic.
And there's lots of birds.
There are lots of birds. You are on a mission to teach all the starlings synth noises. Because starlings can learn synth noises and repeat them, so she wants to teach all the starlings synth noises. So we have robot birds.
Jesus, you're gonna fucking give someone a fucking panic attack.
We're having a lot of fun on the island. I helped my boss build a cannon. It was a fun summer.
I figured out who was firing off the cannon.
You figured out who was firing off cannons? Yeah, it was my boss.
And like 6 other people who were like trying to have...
Yeah, they're having cannon competitions, just passive aggressively with each other.
And all like the Karen ladies are trying to...
Okay.
They're like, who's blowing up the town? And
it's not bombs, it's cannons, don't worry.
Just friendly...
Cannons are perfectly legal.
Cannon fair.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, you got some guns too, didn't you?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Like, that might be good for your sequel movie.
I don't know if Pizza Boy needs guns in it.
It always needs, especially the one gun.
Oh God, you're gonna show it to me, aren't you?
Hell yeah, buddy.
Spies 12, baby. Fold that stock up, make it look cool.
There.
Oh yeah. I think they just added a Spas 12 to Payday 3, so I might have to actually play Payday 3 again here soon. Shit, that reminds me, I gotta get on my gun shit. I gotta send paperwork to a court in West Virginia with a check to make them fix my record.
Yeah. I mean, you never know what you might need a Spas for, especially if I get that and then the Sight Spectre. I'm still looking at.
Yeah. You got the James Bond gun too, didn't you?
Yeah, Tanner has that over in his room.
Gun safe.
You'll have that. Just those 2 for now, and then eventually the sights, but they're pretty expensive.
I still got the Glocko around here somewhere under the coffee table, maybe. Not sure where. Haven't needed it. Still never fired it. Good. Probably should fire it at least once, test fired it. I built it. I'm not sure it works, but you know, I don't imagine it wouldn't.
Fair. Glocks are pretty foolproof.
Yeah.
Probably works better than my gun.
Yeah.
Well, your gun, the only problem is the magazine. There's no spring tension in the magazine anymore, so you put 4 bullets in it, which is what it holds, and then they don't feed into the gun. They just stay in the magazine, and it's like, oh, well, all right then, keep your secrets.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's just a single shot gun then.
Yeah.
You just skip the magazine.
I helped her get a rifle to kill some deer, which hopefully you are actually going to be doing this winter.
We gotta go to the range first.
Yeah, well, you gotta buy a magazine first, so the damn gun can have bullets in it, and then I can sight your scope in and be like, alright, you can kill deer now.
Hell.
The look on the guy's face at the gun store when I told him what I was looking for, I was like, yeah, something 308, semi-auto, so she doesn't have to bolt action reload, and he just was like, that doesn't exist in Washington anymore. And I was just like, aw, I feel for you, buddy, I'm sorry. Yeah. But hey, at least for now, they're still not legislating against my high-capacity assault engines, so...
That's good, that's good.
The day they do that, they make me a terrorist. I'm already radicalized. I'm just not a terrorist yet.
I heard nothing.
The things I say on YouTube. Yeah, well, I mean, it's like 4 people are going to watch this, one of whom's my mom.
Yeah, and the other 2 are the FBI.
Let's see, I started getting all the stuff for doing model kits.
Yeah, I was just talking about my big Trans Am model that I gotta at some point actually build.
I gotta paint all my Hot Wheels cars.
I got like half the stuff, but I got to buy a few more things. But
you can come sit over here. You can join the podcast if you like. You don't have to just sit over there on the other couch and yell at me when you want to interject. Gray's animating her animation right now. Huh?
Sure am.
Join the party.
Welcome to the party.
We got drinks.
We do. We got drinks.
I'm drawing the party right now. I'm a wizard.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go.
I'll show you the whole thing in a minute. It's almost done.
Whoa.
Drops lost. It's all good. It's not loaded, so it's fine.
Even if it was, you could drop a loaded gun. They don't just fire.
Some do.
That's true. The SKS would have done that when I still had it, because, you know, it sometimes just fired by itself and sometimes was just accidentally fully automatic by design. Nothing I do to it, just the way the guns are.
Yeah, so. No, all good.
Yeah. Okay, now I gotta animate all these crystal balls.
Yeah.
Other than that,
what are you looking to get into with models, like gunplay or some car models, or?
Probably a bit of both. I know I'd sent you some really cool ones. The Gundam Wing Epion kind of colored palette swap they'd done.
Mm-hmm.
I had a few car models saved, but right now I'm kind of waiting on my household goods to get here, and also to get some more money because I'm spending a lot of money to get this guy kind of fixed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I still need to save for Germany because I'm still trying to go to Germany.
That'd be cool. Go see your brother?
Yep. So, because he is coming back sometime in the next year and a half.
Brother in Germany, brother in Vegas.
Yep.
Vegas is getting the GTO.
One. Yep.
Yep.
And then German brother is moving back probably. We don't know. His depends on how his next contract goes.
Yeah.
To where he'll go. But he makes good money, so you don't really care.
Yeah, good.
And then, and then I'll be getting out once, some point in the next year and a half. No idea when.
Yeah.
Don't even know how I'll be getting out.
We don't know when or how, but at some point. Yeah.
Apparently, when I just talked to my command's senior chief, he was like, "Hey," because he asked me like, "Why don't you want to re-enlist?" I told him about how I got sent to master by the car, and he put his hand in his head. He's like, "I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that."
Yeah.
But he's like, apparently there's a new IOSS command over in Florida. And I was like, I don't know.
Don't hear their lies.
Oh no, I'm not going to. But I was just like, I've never heard anybody say anything about that. So that's really new.
Yeah, I still wouldn't.
No, absolutely.
Like, it's in Florida. Like, I bet it's in the armpit of Florida. I bet it's in the worst part of Florida.
Well, either way, I don't want to go and move again. I'm tired of moving.
Yeah.
Like, I already had to buy a bunch of new clothing and all that because I couldn't take half my shit. So that also put a huge burden on my savings account. I was having to buy all this shit. So so no, I'm getting out. I already told them they did my Seaway thing, and they're like, "Oh, you want to get out? Like, you know what that means? You can't. You can't." I was like, "Yeah, no, trust me, I know." Like, I'm already fully good. Chuck's starting to talk to them for me to kind of figure out how to best go about it. So, whenever I get out, I'll be good.
Get that disability, yeah. I love disability life. It's great.
I mean, I just want to do something that's not just medical appointments. But I know I need to do this because I need to deal with this.
It's the way out of many things.
Yeah.
The Navy and also depression.
Yeah. So I'm dealing with it all. So that's why I'm kind of fat, because I drink a lot less now, because we got a new fridge that dispenses ice and water. It's a bougie fridge.
Ooh.
Like a glass touch screen that you can double tap the glass and it lights up, and fancy.
Fancy fridge.
That might actually get me to drink water.
That might get me to drink water too. Nothing works so far.
That way it's not just straight from
stainless steel bucket of water.
Your stainless steel bucket with a filter in it? No, I'm good. Still don't drink water. Like water? What? No. What's something from a can? I'll drink that.
Oh Jesus! That's part of the problem.
Yeah, I drink a lot of canned teas and stuff. I'm just like, oh, if they just put liquid death though. Yeah, they just put water in a can. I drink that.
But it's so expensive.
Yeah.
Like, it's delicious. Like, they do the liquid death harmless Palmer and
those
all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
They're so good, but they're so expensive.
Why in the fuck? So, I've turned the screensaver off 4 times, and it keeps, after 3 minutes, it's like, screensaver. I'm like, no, stop it!
Got it.
There will be no screensaver.
Yeah. I'll probably end up giving the Miata to my nephew, because I told him I'd give him a car. And the Miata is so easy to drive. Chuck tried to drive it from like 5 minutes from our house to Harris Teeter, our local grocery store.
Yeah.
And he stalled it, and then when he tried taking it home, he was just like, "No, I don't want to deal with this." So he gave up, but the Miata, he got right in, started it, and then drove it around the block. No stalling, nothing.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a good car for my nephew. That put some snow tires on it. It'll be good for winter.
Yeah.
A light enough car, but
yeah,
no power.
So. No power, no torque.
Yeah, so it'll be a nice little car for him to want to learn how to drive on without.
Trying to get you to get a Miata.
I know, but my Fiat's just so fun.
I should have never put tires on that car.
I know, they put tires on it, and I was like, wow, this is really grippy and super zippy now. Yeah. It's grippy and zippy.
Yeah.
Put tires on it so you could sell it.
Yeah, I know. And then I tried to sell it, and I kept telling people how much I love the car and all my favorite things about it, and I'm like, damn, I just reconvinced myself to keep my car again.
See, due to most of the Orcas roads, particularly the one that leads to your house and your driveway, I think lifted Miata is the answer, because they make a 3-inch lift kit for the Miata, and it doesn't change anything about the handling or the ride. It just makes it 3 inches taller. I'm like, yeah, lifted Miata. And then that guy I told you about, Jim Simpson Design, he's right down in Whidbey Island.
So cool.
He full fiberglass rebodies for Miatas that makes them look like 60 sports cars, and he's got one that makes it look a little bit like a Ferrari 250 GTO, and I'm like, oh, that'd be good, Oh,
yeah, exactly.
I'll pull it up for you.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. Just because when you told me about it, I was at the gym. Yeah, some of them are a little interesting, is the best word.
Yeah. But they're made really nicely.
Which is good.
And that's the thing. I was like, oh, well, I mean, a hardtop Miata that looks like a 60s race car, but is built sort of high, like maybe a 60s rally car. Like, yeah, that'd be great for Orcas roads.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of the Manta, but like the Italia Classico.
Yeah, the Italias look awesome.
Yeah, I'd say the Italias are like definitely the 2 and the 3.
The 3 short wheelbase, that's the one I think Gray decided on. You wanted for your...
Which one?
That one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So...
I'm just curious what his cost is for him.
$7,000.
Yeah, it's a bit.
That's There we go. Yeah, I mean that's a good bit of money, but when you think about like a $5,000 Miata with a 7,000, like that's pretty nice car.
Comes with everything.
Yeah,
all I gotta do then is paint it.
Yeah.
It's not like I gotta find all these headlights and bumpers and little chrome. Like, no, it comes with all that, and it's all made to fit.
Yeah, and does it come with the interior as well? Because the interior is definitely custom. Because
no.
if it comes with the interior. Okay.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, the interior. Definitely the bitch.
Trunk is completely reworked from the inside. All new upholstery and a clever hidden storage compartment under the flat trunk floor. I think that's just an example vehicle that he built. I just want the body kit, you know. But yeah, the interior is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually looking at the Miata seats aren't that bad. I was actually looking at Miata seats to go into your Porsche because the Porsche seats are super turbo fucked, and I don't feel like paying $700 for Porsche seats.
Yeah, that's the pain.
The Porsche tax.
Yep.
Porsche tax.
Yeah, you're.
I'm trying not to like Porsches, but I really do.
She saw a little 73 or 4. I think just 911 in town the other day when we were driving home, and it was like 70s yellow, and it had the big round fog lights on it too. She's like, "Oh, it's so cute. Oh, I love it." I'm like, "You should not get into Porsches. They're incredibly expensive."
What's up, Nick?
Leave her keys left.
Okay. Yeah, you just have to move everything out of the whatever. It's like a blanket stuff in the passenger seat. Oh. Yeah, just put it in the back seat.
Hi, Nick.
Yep, hello.
Nisha wants to go out.
Nisha does not come in. Kyle said hi.
Oh, McNeil?
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
You can come in.
Not much, man. So with you, dog?
Chilling. I'm getting ready to head out.
Yeah, you can't touch Misha at all. She's just angry all the time.
Misha's
I don't think. But okay, have fun. Bye.
I wish I had a cat.
You have like 3 cats. They're just at different places.
Yeah, but none of them are at my place.
It's a bird sanctuary. You can't really bring cats there.
I know.
It'd be bad for the birds.
Cats.
Like a bird.
You are gonna hopefully someday get a bird. And third on my big list of things I gotta get done is find a way to get a pet raccoon.
Already found a way.
Shop raccoon.
It's called Ohio.
I don't want to go back there.
Just so you know, your video stopped. I don't know if it stopped on yours.
My camera?
Yeah.
Am I back?
Oh, there we go. We're good.
All right, yeah. No, I was still on mine. I stopped sharing my screen.
You're good. You're good. Yeah. No, Nick just came in just because I told him, I was like, look, if you want to borrow the GTO one last time, that's fine. Because
don't wreck it.
It go. Yeah, I mean.
It go fast. It sound good.
Yeah. I mean, his Subaru is.
He's still got that.
Yeah. The ECU's fucked on it, so yeah.
Sounds like it's got Subaru problems.
That's what happens when you do custom Subaru things.
Subaru.
Also,
Subaru.
the tuner, the like Felf tuner he used is a Cobb tuner, and Cobb ain't doing so well right now.
No. Many of the automotive brands are doing very poorly at the moment. You know why? Because they all let private equity buy into the company.
Well, also, Cobb just got sued because they did a lot of environmental bypasses. So they're deep in the fuck.
The only diesel company that's never been sued for that is Banks, because he does all of his work within the guidelines of EPA regulations, and he's the only one. Yeah.
Kinda how we have to do it.
Yeah.
But,
You can't upset the smog Nazis. They'll come for you. They always do. They're going to put you in their vegetarian camp where they only feed you leaves.
It's okay, if you ever make cars, I'll design some emissions credits cars. Some little stupid cars.
Well, I told you, when we're making cars, we're going to be a low-volume manufacturer, which means 250 a year limit, which we'll probably have trouble meeting. It's just 2 of us. And then we don't have to do all that and the safety stuff and everything. We can just build and sell Cobras, and they're fine.
Yeah, they're cheap. They're so cheap to buy, but so expensive to sell because people just want to buy them outright.
Just wants to buy a running driving Cobra. Nobody wants to buy a kit and build it themselves.
Yeah.
That's where I come in. I buy the kits, and then I build them, and then I sell them.
Yeah, like those, I would say fucking buy some 550 Spiders because there's a long wait to even get the kits. So
yeah,
people will pay a fuckload just to buy one outright.
Especially if we did one real nice with like modern Porsche wheels and like a good takeout engine from like, you know, not even a 911, just like a Boxster or Carrera, you know, just.
Oh, I mean, the Beck kits, they come with a air-cooled VW engine.
Those can be built. There were a lot of air-cooled VW guys running around SoCal in the 80s who were running like 8-second quarter miles with big turbos. God damn it, Screensaver, stop it. So, yeah.
I mean, also, they don't need a lot of power.
Car. Yeah.
They're very, very light. They're all fiberglass.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's, like, there's plenty of ways to make good money as long as you just kind of put up a little bit in the front.
Yeah. And I'm a machinist. We can make parts.
And I got land.
You got land where I'm going to build my shop. Kyle shop. The raccoon shop.
Raccoon shop?
Oh, yeah. My spirit animal is probably a raccoon. So we're just leaning into raccoon shop. What are you doing? Oh, I'm taking all the garbage and I'm making stuff with it.
Okay.
I have.
Yeah.
I have something about this.
She's got an animation to probably show you.
Okay.
I'm gonna use the bathroom while she finds that.
Fair enough. I'll be here.
I'll be in the bathroom.
I'm gonna be socially awkward. Well, I stare at the tablet.
You were gray. My phone fell.
I put them in a new folder. Oh boy.
Uh-oh. Now you're never gonna find them. You're what we
in this folder. I guess I'm just gonna show you the very end scene here.
Let's go.
First of all,
what you got?
The...
I'm looking at what's in your area for Facebook Marketplace.
This is
wow.
She be animating.
Is that a raccoon on a Gundam?
That is a raccoon Gundam.
They're building a real Gundam.
Okay.
Here, I got... Oh wait, there's more. I'm just showing you the very end of the 3rd episode.
Shinji, I did voices get in the for this.
Yeah. Oh wait, I forgot the part where they come and they...
God, that lady.
Oh no, that's the lady. We don't need the lady right now.
Huh?
I'm gonna send you an engine.
You're about to send me an engine? Oh boy. What kind of engine?
It'd be a really cool car engine if you could do it.
Oh, this has been done. This is doable. I know that because it's been done.
With that 928.
Huh?
The 928 that did a Boeing engine.
It's a Boeing 502-10C turbine engine.
Nice. Anyway, here's bureaucracy.
What the heck? Raccoon mech. That is adorable.
It's pretty fun. I've had a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
Got a lot of stuff up their sleeve. And then,
You'd be drawing.
he's like...
That's
he's like making
nightmare
raccoon
fuel.
noise, and they're like, hey, this sounds like Rascal. We should, like, go find him or something. And then it's just... this guy making raccoon sounds like, hey, don't talk to my kids. Only I talk to my kids. Then he
What the
blasts the boat.
He's a cybernetic raccoon. He was enhanced by the military.
Yeah, there's like a whole sequence about that. A cybernetic
This is an
genetically
adult
engineered
fun
raccoon.
I am the raccoon.
This says activate swamp mech, but it's probably backwards.
It is.
My friend made that.
Damn.
And then there'll be another scene here where he like throws up a laser beam onto the ship.
Yeah.
But instead we just got this guy. He's having his moments.
It's a good cartoon. It's about saving the environment.
But also like making cool shit.
Yeah. It's about a lot of things.
Jesus.
Yeah. Somebody put
Also-
a turbine engine in a car.
Like,
Oh yeah, the 928 with the turbine in it. The same one, yeah.
yeah. It's like pretty sure.
Ooh, that is a big lot of car magazines.
Like the random shit I can find on fucking Facebook.
I remember when you found the damn... what was that? The prop gun from Aliens?
Oh yeah.
I was
yeah.
like, oh, that'd be cool. The Aliens Colonial Marine rifle with just the modified Thompson with a bunch of plastic shit on it. Fuck yeah, dude.
What the fuck is that? That is the shortest wheelbase I've ever seen.
Wait, where?
She
just
loves
sent-
short wheelbases.
Yeah, I love short wheelbases.
Show them
That's
the
your
car you
Lamont.
designed.
My whole place to my house is just corners, so it's just...
That,
Oh, shit.
there's your
Oh, yeah.
Lamont
I love
van
it!
right there.
That's a little
Give it
that's a
to
little
me.
postal van.
I want it.
For those who are just watching along and can't see, we're looking at this. It's a little Jeep postal van.
Give me. I'll
Like
live.
that's, and it's
Oh,
pretty
dude.
new too. It's only
He's got a little Mazda rotary pickup in the background.
How much do you think that thing weighs? You think I could EV that thing?
You could EV this thing, and I bet it doesn't weigh anything. It's a riveted aluminum body. Actually, it doesn't even look riveted, it looks bonded.
Aluminum's still quite a bit heavier than fiberglass, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but this is really thin aluminum, and it's not like there's a structure to this. It's
Yeah.
just all square. Oh, it's trashed, though, man.
Yeah. Well, that's when you just gut and use the body.
Oh, dude. No way that's a straight
Like that.
6. That looks way too short to be a
Maybe I
straight
should
6.
just get a go-kart and drive that everywhere.
Oh, you.
I don't know how I find random shit like that on Facebook. Like
You-
I literally just went to your area and I was like, let's see what's in your area.
You find good
There's
stuff.
some weird stuff. Oh, you...
That's the Space Wizard promo.
Oh, yeah, every character
I love that you
has a
haven't
promo.
finished this show yet, but you're making promos of all the characters saying, like, hey, watch Splendid Destiny.
Well, I did finish all the animation for it. You have to do voices now, and Mo has to do voices. That's what I'm waiting for.
I have to do voices. Oh.
Let's see.
Now, the raccoon is deeply Appalachian,
Yeah.
and he
Oh,
talks
wait.
that way.
I found an 80s 911. It's only 60 grand.
Yeah.
They're really expensive.
I promise, buddy, once once we got like supporters and fans and Patreon money and possibly a sponsor, once we've got like money to do stuff, the first thing we're gonna do is build you that Blackbird 911.
Which we need to figure out if there's a way to lighten the chassis.
Well, there is. I know lots of stuff I'm not gonna talk about yet. I'm gonna talk about it in the explainer videos as I build the car.
Because I think the most interesting thing I've seen is like, what was it, like a Lotus? I think it was an Alfa Romeo 4C. It's like 2 inches longer wheelbase than a 911, but it's a full carbon tub.
Yeah, just the carbon monocoque. I mean, it makes them so light and so strong.
Yeah.
It doesn't make them fixable if they get crashed, but it does make them really light.
Yeah, and that's the main thing is Blackbird's just supposed to be light as fuck. You never crash Blackbird.
Yeah. No, I can make it light. I can make it real light. Aren't you? You're planning on going to school for like composites, aren't you?
That's what I'm gonna try.
You should come to school up here.
You should come to school up here. BTC has a composites program.
I'll have 6 months once I get out.
Yeah, if it's anything as good as the machining program, which has several Haas CNC machines in it.
Really, it just depends on when I get out.
Yeah.
When the next semester starts.
Yeah.
So, because, yeah. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, right now I'm going to be staying with Chuck for a while, because rent cheap.
Rent do be cheap.
Until I can find land to buy. But right now I'm waiting on my AMD to go back up, because kind of took a little bit of a dive. But that's the market.
Well, it's an election year.
Back up. Yeah.
Market's going to fluctuate. It's election year. Probably 3-4 months after the election's over, everything will be money again.
Back.
I'm just not going to look at it until it's over.
Oh, yeah, you have stock. Yeah. I don't have stock. I don't want to have stock. I work for a living. I work hard.
I mean, you just got to put it in and not panic sell is the main thing.
Yeah.
But it's all good. I mean, I don't know.
I know so little about the stock market that I just got a bunch of like random stuff at first, and it all happened to do super well, and I never wanted to change it because I was like, I don't really know about anything. I'm just gonna leave it, and my account's like the best account at the whole company, just because I've been like, I don't know, no touchy, too scary.
Leave it all alone. I don't know how to mess with it. I don't wanna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really fair. I mean.
Yeah. Who knew that just investing in a bunch of big evil corporations was the surefire way to make a bunch of money?
Everyone.
If they're good, then they're not making money. That's the problem.
Yeah.
My heart just wants to invest everything into the tiny little yellow car market in the United States, but
that market is gone. Those companies are gone. We'll bring them back, one company at a time. The Warehouse Project.
I'm going to invest in fake EV engine noises. Because I hate it.
Are you going to make them with synths?
That'd be better, honestly.
All your cars sound like an old Gran Turismo game.
Yeah. That's how one of the new Chrysler cars sound. It actually does sound exactly like that. It's really bad.
Oh, the old Gran Turismo cars just sound like vacuum cleaners.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of, I think that mod that just apparently got finished.
Oh, the Gran Turismo 4 mod?
Yeah.
I'll have to get that for my emulator. I gotta fix my emulator. At some point while I was gone, it updated, and now all of my save games are no longer compatible. And I'm like, how do I revert versions? How do I go back to the one that works? I had like a 4-year-long career in NASCAR Thunder 04. I don't want to restart that. It took forever to get to that team being that good.
Yeah. No, they did new sounds. That way they don't sound like vacuum cleaners. They did a bunch of new cars.
Hell yeah.
They did a bunch of shit in this overhaul mod, basically.
I let her play Forza. And I just put her in a little green Miata and just let her drive around, and she just runs into trees and just hits stuff.
You put me in an old Fiat.
Put you in an old Fiat coupe too.
Yeah.
Old 60s Fiat's sports car and just let you drive into stuff.
Because that's what I don't get to do in real life. I get to drive fast and in control and on the road in real life all the time.
Fast. Orca's fast.
I drive pretty fast. I drive as fast as I probably could.
You don't know how fast you're going, though, because the screen broke in your car. And I haven't fixed it yet.
Yeah, but I do know how fast my max speed in the car is, and I can kind of just take it from there.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, we'll let you have a go in the Miata once I bring that over.
Yeah. I really want to try driving a Miata. I've never had a chance.
You got to get better at stick first, which.
Well, that's what Fiero's for.
Yeah, now the Fiero's registered and plated. I gotta get it like running good again, and then now that it's got plates on it, shit, I'll drive it to fucking school and back.
Yeah.
Is the Fiero manual or automatic?
Manual.
Manual? Okay. Yeah, Fiero's probably pretty close to a Miata, like very light clutch.
Fiero's doesn't have much like usable power. First gear is basically just for making the car start to roll, and then you're immediately in second, and then like I don't know, by 35 miles an hour you're in fourth.
What's the max RPM on it? Is it like 7,000?
The GM Iron Duke. I mean, it gets really unhappy above like 5,500. So
yeah, you'll have a lot more fun with Miata.
I shift it when the 80s economy light says to shift it, and it can. Yeah. It could probably do highway speed 65 at like 2,500, which doesn't sound like a lot for like a Miata, but that's a dual overhead cam engine, and the Fiero engine is an overhead valve engine from the 70s.
Yeah, that's 20 years difference.
GM Iron Duke, baby! Which I would love to have the time and resources available to fully rebuild that car and turn it into like the Smoky Eunuch hot air engine Fiero that got 58 miles a gallon in the 80s.
Ooh.
And then GM was like, we don't want to produce this. Sounds hard. And Smokey was like, well, fuck you then. Because he's Smoky Eunuch and he said stuff like that. Usually to companies and powerful figures. But yeah, one still exists in the Don Garlitz Museum of Drag Racing. He's got a Smoky Eunuch hot vapor engine Fiero. And some guy in Florida cloned it and daily drives it. And he's like, this car's fucking awesome. This car drives great. I'll never stop driving this.
I want a 55-mile-a-gallon car.
Yeah, so that'd be definitely fucking sweet to do.
Yeah, it's already really good in the Fiero. It's like upwards of 35, which for a car from the 80s is really spectacular. It's got no power, though. None.
That's kind of where
it's so different than driving the Trans Am, which like I don't even need to like rev match to change gears. It just the engine will just lug it because it's got all the torque. It's great. Can lazily drive that 5-speed all day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, even in GTO, I can, if I'm driving near.
If I want to, I can start in 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could pretty much throw any gear at it and it'll be fine.
The Trans Am, when in doubt, 3rd. You can go 10 in 3rd, you can go like 45 in 3rd. When in doubt, 3rd.
Hell yeah.
I'm trying
to think of what else.
It's got some issues I gotta sort out, though. I think the transmission mount is wasted, because it's frequently if I put it into a low gear and jam the gas, I'll hear the transmission like rock and hit the tunnel, and I'll be like, that's not mounted. That mount's bad. That mount's probably bad. I'm like, gotta be careful. I gotta get them all movie stunt ready anyway, so they'll be fit for purpose. I'm thinking with the Porsche and the Trans Am, because they're going to be the main, the hero cars and also the stunt cars, because we only have one of each car. Just for ease of driving on the mountain road and the back roads on Orcas, doing a hydraulic handbrake, drift brake, but just hiding the drift brake in the center console. That way when we need to do it for film from the outside stunts, we can just open the console and to get the slides good and everything. Yeah. But Yeah, then it'll be hidden for interior shots. We just close the glove box, center console, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh. Bam.
Yeah.
And a hydraulic handbrake's an easy thing to set up. Just calipers, line, hoses, the actual handbrake itself with the reservoir on it. And
not too bad. That's
yeah.
Hell yeah.
We're still doing guards red or as close as I can get to it for the Porsche. Yeah.
Yeah, factory color.
Yeah. Red, turbo looking body kit.
I mean, the main thing is, do you want to do engine shots? Because then, if you want to do engine shots,
the Trans Am, yes, because I have already bought some elaborate stuff to make it look way nicer than it is in there, and I'm gonna do a lot of stuff to clean up the engine bay. I'm gonna delete the air conditioning and actually get the no air conditioning heater box because it's like $30 to make it look like it never had AC, like race car stuff. You know, I've deleted a lot of the wiring harness. I'm gonna relume it. I was thinking about painting the engine bay, but I've got a lot of chrome for it to make the shinies. And what I'd like to do is, EFI setups for small block Chevys are cheaper than ever. You can get one for like $1,600, all inclusive, self-tuning, comes with throttle body and everything, manifold. I want to get a kit like that, but I want one that's got 2 throttle bodies that looks like, old dual carburetor setup. The thing is, nobody makes that, so I might have to make that, and then, or I'll call Holly or Fast EFI or somebody or EFI Tech, and I'll be like, hey, do you make this? Could you make this? And then I'd like to do because it's got the hood with the power bulge. I want to make that a functional scoop, and I want to have it feed into an air box lower that I make that connects the scoop to the air filters.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make it look real scienced out and cool.
That way it could actually be a hero car.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm just thankful I don't need to spend money and time on doing like the interior. Like I got it home and like I steam cleaned it and I vacuumed and I was like, oh wow, it looks like a brand new Trans Am in here. That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
It's like it's okay if they're dirty if you're shooting it for an older time, like Long at Midnight. Like
I'm playing it right now.
Yeah, but like if you're trying to do it like in kind of the cars in that period, then you need the car to be good.
Yeah, we're not doing a modern movie with 80s cars. We're trying to do an 80s movie with 80s cars, so they gotta look new.
Yeah,
which is what
that's
I'm gonna be doing.
So
yeah,
which even like I'm glad even my Miata, like really the only thing that doesn't look factory is the head unit.
Get you a Blaupunkt. Get you one of the ones because they still make all the ones they always made. Get you one of the ones that you can hit the thing and then pull the whole radio out.
I mean, that would be like definitely an idea because it's a 90. I could definitely just do 80s radios because it's a 1990.
Yeah, it's a 90. It would still have 80s stuff in it.
So
1990 really was still the 80s.
Yeah. So like that's the thing is everything else though it's a little dirty, but like I go and I take it and I get vacuum it out and I clean it like it looked brand new.
Yeah. Clean
and the only other thing
really good with like Clorox wipes, and then once that dries, it'll look gross and the finish will be bad. And that's when you come in with the Armor All cleaner wipes and do over that, and then it gives you a nice semi-gloss pseudo matte finish on all the plastics and everything. It looks amazing.
Yo.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the thing is even the paint I think only has really one spot, and that's on the passenger side rear, like an inch long little, almost looks like a gash.
Yeah.
But honestly, take it to Mako, have them touch it up, easy day.
Just get a can of touch up and shoot a couple passes on it, and then wait a week for it to harden and everything, and then just come in with a buffer and buff it. It'll take away everything that's built up on the clear coat already, but it'll leave your paint you settled in the gash there. It'll just make a smooth, even finish.
So yeah, that's the thing. Is like, other than that, car looks good. The RX-7, that'll need some stuff to be a movie car, but even that, like, really, it's just the paint to deal with the rust, and then the head unit.
Yeah, because everything else, once it's like here, then you've got it, and you can give me a rundown of like what's wrong with it. If as far as I know, it shouldn't be anything. If you do come out here and bring it with you, or once I've got a shop, if you do ship it to me, I can do all of the things to it. And did you still want to eventually engine swap it after the movie, probably?
Most likely. Yeah, after the movie.
Because, that could be the end of the movie. The RX-7 gets an American heart transplant.
Because,
could be the whole plot line. Hey, if you can't beat him, join him.
I love the rotary, but it's really bad on gas, and it is a bit stressful not knowing if something goes wrong that I can't just take it to a random garage.
Yeah.
Because even then, even when I was in Japan, it was stressful because I didn't have any rotary tuners that I knew, and the only tuner I did have was a dickhead. So.
Yeah.
And then he ended up going to the Philippines, so then I didn't have anybody. So it was kind of stressful even then and now as well, because if you watch a lot of rotary YouTube videos, they talk about, this tuning shop took my RX-7, took my money, and then gave me the RX-7 back 2 years later, and nothing was done.
Yeah, that's the bad shit about the market is.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of times there's bad actors.
Yeah. So, yeah, I definitely do want to end and swap it just because I want to be able to drive it often without having to ever stress about just something going wrong.
Yeah.
Because,
I think I finally fixed my screensaver now. Jesus Christ.
Just because even, who was it? I think I told you Gears and Gasoline did a video where they're fixing up their RX-8 that basically they found a really nice model, the R3, which is the nicest side-steered R for the RX-8.
Yeah.
But the car obviously hadn't been run, so when they pulled out the engine and they basically pulled the rotary part, the apex seals had gone bad. A lot of the other parts had kind of rusted over. So it's going to be a lot of work.
You gotta run rotary, and every now and then you gotta run it hard, or shit'll carbon up.
Yeah. So that's, even with mine not having run since July, I'm kind of a bit worried. Thankfully, it's only really 3.5 months, going on probably 4 months, but it is a stressful thing.
Well, hopefully it hasn't been run. It's got no fluids in it, right?
It has no gas in it. Everything else it does.
Oh, it's got oil and coolant and stuff. All right.
Yeah. Because when we shipped it, it had to have less than a quarter tank of gas.
That's right. To ship it.
Yeah. So even when I do pick it up, when I do want to run it, I have to buy more premix again, which I need to find, which is probably going to be having to go online to order it.
Most AutoZones and O'Reilly's and stuff, especially because it's summertime, they have a lawn and garden cart or little section set up, and you can buy premixes there. I don't know which one you put in before. Would you like 25 to 1, 50 to 1?
It was the rotary premix.
Oh, that's a specific rotary thing. That will probably be an online thing, yeah. Hey, Amazon, eBay, you know.
Yeah, Idemitsu.
Idemitsu. Yeah, they're a good oil company. I mean, they're all bad, but they're a good one.
Yeah, this is...
And since you don't have your computer, do you want me to just go ahead and edit this, throw it up on the channel?
You can, yeah. Well, I mean, I have my computer. I just don't have really any way to, because I'm not recording this.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the recording stuff. It's not on my computer. I'm on my phone right now. So.
Yeah.
And I ended up canceling the
Dropbox
just because it just was, we weren't doing anything with it. It was one of the bills I kind of canceled.
Yeah,
so.
That's fine. Yeah, I can quick edit this.
Sounds good.
Me and Gray work on a new intro just because, fuck it, it's been
it's been
2 years. Let's make a new one.
Yeah.
We'll throw an intro on it, and we'll throw it up on the channel. And
Wait, you say you did
hell yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
To this?
Yeah.
Do you want me to animate it for you?
Yeah, sure.
With what?
I don't know. We'll get some good music and do some aesthetic.
I can cut out cars and make them drive too. I like doing that. I can make cutouts of you guys driving all the coolest cars.
We kind of need a name for this podcast other than just generic podcast if we lean into a theme that hard.
I'll
just show you the old one and you can see it and get a feel for like what we had with that, and then you can be like, okay, I can work with this.
Jesus.
Boy, I like drawing stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, you gotta get a mix in and then throw some premium in it and that in it and run it gently for an hour or two and then somewhere and hit it really hard. You look horrified. What's going on? Do I want to see this even?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to see it. I'm confused.
Yeah, alright. Our 4 viewers need to share in this with us. So these are for sale on Facebook Marketplace right now. Prints. These aren't even paintings. These are prints of paintings. Goldblum on a California breakfast sandwich on an English muffin. Paul Rudd in a steak sandwich on hoagie roll. Located in Greenwood. Dana Frazier, you guys want to buy these? Hit her up. $80, I guess, for both of them. Well, that's enough of that.
And then I just find a Supreme jerry can.
Supreme put their logo on fucking anything. Don't get me wrong, jerry cans are great. If you need a gas can, jerry cans are the way to go, because they don't have this stupid anti-kill-yourself spout that spills gas everywhere and doesn't work. But don't spend hundreds of dollars on a Supreme one. Spend $60 on one at Tractor Supply that works forever.
And then I just found. Do you remember the lifeboats that we had on the Surtest things? I just found one of those for sale.
It's probably from a Surtest ship.
It's from the 90s, so most likely.
God knows we weren't using them.
Jesus. Just the random shit I can find on fucking Marketplace. I'm like, why?
Marketplace is crazy, bro. We could definitely do a whole series of videos every now and then, like Collector Car Feed does, where we just roast the shit people have for sale on Marketplace.
That's a really good idea.
Shout out Collector Car Feed. I like those guys' channel. They're pretty good.
Yeah, they're funny. They did one.
They're like yesterday. A Come Town podcast, but about cars.
And then they every so often will get another YouTuber on to talk with them about kind of their stuff. Which the one they had yesterday that I don't remember what his name is, but dude just does a big fuck off bottle test, and it's like a giant whatever you want to call those Yeti kind of cups.
Oh yeah, big tumbler. Yeah.
Yeah, and he just tries to see if it'll fit in the cup holder, and he's talking about it like, oh yeah, Rolls Royce actually, apologized to me because my cup didn't fit in the cup holder. And then Toyota, like some rep asked for my list of which cars my cup holder fit or didn't fit in. So I gave them that. So apparently people are interested in this giant list of which cars
honestly
my cup will fit.
Man's doing the Lord's work. It's an important feature of a car when you buy one that it's got cup holders. Okay, well, they're no fucking good if none of your cups fit in them. So it's important that cup holders fit cups.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely more so now because cups are bigger now, but like also it depends on the size of the car. Because like if a Miata, I don't expect his fuck off follower to fit in.
Yeah.
And some don't even have any because like my R7 doesn't have cup holders.
The Trans Am and the Fiero don't have cup holders.
Yeah. So like, you just But
Gray yelled out from the other room that the Fiero's got ashtrays though, and her logic is that it is the perfect smoker's car. It's the perfect car for smoking weed in because it's got like 4 ashtrays and they're all at a comfortable place to just. They're just in the perfect place to sit in the car and smoke weed. Doesn't even drive the car, just smokes weed in it. But
that's it's
perfect for that. I've driven it. I drove her around in it. It drives really nicely. It's crazy that we bought that from a model in Portland. Yeah, Oregon title. And she's like, yeah, the mechanic said I need a new engine, and I got it home and I put gas in it, and it runs fine. There's one thing wrong with this Fiero, and that's it. And it's the driver's side blinker doesn't blink, and I don't know why. I've replaced both bulbs and the flasher, and I'm like, maybe it's not grounding. I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like it's just wiring them.
Probably. It's a really old car. It's a Fiero. It's a really old cheap car. So yeah, I'll fucks with it some more and eventually fix it.
Yeah.
Some point over the summer, the windshield has a crack in it now. I don't know what happened there. Probably my neighbors. They've got kids.
Yeah, unfortunately. That's exactly why the R7 is going to go in a storage unit.
Yeah. Despite not being driven, though, the Fiero has gotten a pretend ticket, which I think I told you about before. I don't know where I put it now. It's here somewhere, damn it.
Don't sound familiar.
I got a warning, parking violation, and I don't know why it's mirrored. This is from the city of Linden. This is because my Fiero was parked the wrong direction on the street. And then it said, at the bottom of the ticket, it says, like, don't worry, this is not a real ticket. You're not actually being fined. And it's like, oh, who wrote it? And it's like, cops. It's like, what's cops? That is the Linden Citizens Offering Police Support Division. It's busybodies writing fake tickets. So I got my Cops Are Gay shirt, and I put it on the dashboard of the Fiero, and I set it up there all nice, and so you can read that cops are gay, and it's been on there all summer. Sitting in front of my house.
Yeah, that sounds like some real Karen ass shit right there.
That is some real Karen ass shit. Only in a city like Linden can shit like this happen, you know?
Yeah, because if I saw any fucking woman just walking up putting that kind of shit on my thing, like, you better get the fuck away from my car. Yeah, like, don't touch my car.
Better get away from my property. This is a stand your ground state.
But
yeah, no, yeah. That was a trip. But yeah,
I made an animation about that day.
You can show it later.
Okay.
Save some of Splendid Destiny for people to watch Splendid Destiny. She just ran out here all excited, like, I made an animation about that. Save it.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really think anything else has really happened. Just trying to get everything all better. Keep him busy.
Hope that's going good.
It's going. I don't think my psychiatrist really fully understood the gravity of it all when I explained when we had our first meeting. But maybe after a few more meetings.
No. Yeah, but hopefully soon.
Because, right now, like I think I told you before, he was like, he was leaning more towards an administrative discharge. Which is definitely not a medical discharge.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he understands the gravity of, I will not go back to Whitby, and if you send me out to the fleet where I'm going to have to go to school and then extend my contract out just to deal with the last bit of, I'm not doing that either. Like, I will not be in a good place, so.
Yeah.
I don't think he understands. Like, it's not a, I won't, it's a, I can't.
Yeah.
So.
Just going through my this notebook here that I got to write some shit down in, and I thought this was the notebook that I had all the car lists in. Apparently, it's not. But all of this in here is garbage, so I can read it. Yeah, we've got the Facebook page.
That, and then I do have the photo of your notebook you had sent me before.
Oh, yeah.
The other thing that happened were the Grand Tours, the finale.
It was good. It
was fantastic. It definitely was, it was definitely ended the way I had hoped. Obviously, I wished it had never ended because it was fantastic, but they are getting up there in years, so I understand.
Yeah, I mean, James and Jeremy are almost 70. They can't keep doing shit like that anymore. No, I love that it ended not exactly how it started, not like the first episode, but it did end how it spiritually started. Their first real special was Botswana, and I love that they went back there to close it out. And I love the commentary of the intro is that, the producers thought we should do something important, like get electric cars and see how long we can drive them on the highway on a single charge. But we said, fuck that, we don't want to do that. And the jokes they made through it was like, if you think what we're doing is stupid, please write in, because we won't be there, we don't care.
Yeah. And then James made deleting their
He deleted their phone numbers as he was driving away. I love that they found their original cars, too. They had a little stop along the way. Like, is that my Lancia? Yeah.
I mean, probably was staged, but still really funny. And still really, damn.
Yeah.
And obviously they didn't find Oliver because...
Hammond still has it.
Yep. He took Oliver with him.
Yeah. He's got a show now?
Yep.
James has his shows that he's doing for Amazon, Our Man and wherever. I think the last one was India. I don't know where they're going next. And Clarkson obviously has Clarkson's Farm, which is going to get better because he just bought a pub. But then Richard has a show about that car workshop that he bought, but I don't know where to watch it. I haven't seen it on anywhere.
I know he did a video.
He does a lot of the ones for Drive Tribe. He's on there a lot. So it's not as though these guys are going to be gone from TV forever,
Yeah.
They've got shows where we can still watch them, and I like that.
Because Hammond did the cheapest 911 in his workshop 3 days ago, and then 6 days ago he roasted YouTubers' cars, which is pretty funny.
I love when he does that.
It was funny too because he had roasted Tavarish's McLaren P1, and then Tavarish actually responded saying, "Don't worry, I'll bring it to you, and you'll change your mind," as if that was actually what it was would ever change someone who's driven cars for so long.
22 years.
Yeah,
someone who's driven an actual McLaren P1.
Yeah.
Not a P1 rebuilt by a guy in Florida.
Yeah. Rebuilt and completely changing the whole idea, which is why Hammond roasted it, was because it was changing the idea of the car.
Yeah. He bought it. He can do whatever he wants with it.
That's true. It doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to be good. He'll do whatever he wants to it.
Yep.
And rarely does it ever turn good, because even his Aventador he's rebuilding.
Has he ever finished anything?
I don't think so. I've never seen him finish anything. I'll be honest with you.
I've never seen him finish anything. He just seems to do videos every now and then where he makes a lot of progress working on a project, and then he ends up getting another project, and then that becomes the focus. And I don't even know what cars he still has.
He did a video with the Stig.
Ben Collins.
I can't think of his name. Yeah, he did a video with Ben Collins like
Ben
a
Collins
week ago.
is great. He's got a lot of good YouTube content.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
yeah.
what with the mass YouTuber exodus, they're all leaving companies they helped build to do their own channel. I don't think so much so this is happening in this situation, but David Freiberger of Roadkill now has a YouTube channel that he's uploading to a lot more. And he did like an hour and a half long video of like the full Freiberger fleet update, all 37 of my cars and where they're at now and what happened to them, and it's like what we're gonna do with them and stuff. And I'm like, cool, that's good. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what's his face? Fucking goddamn it! Can't think of his name.
Oh, Rabbit died too.
Yep, Rabbit died.
Rip, the best car salesman who ever lived.
The OG. Fuck, I can't think of his name right now. The guy from Donut that left. He started his own YouTube thing.
James Pumphrey. Speed.
Yeah. Yep. Which, yeah, it was 2 days ago. He did one on which the title is absolutely stupid. He should retitle it.
Well, he's basically just doing up to speed videos on stuff he likes now.
Yeah. Yeah, because he did a Carhartt video, and then
I liked that
2 days
one.
ago he
did pretty good.
The GT3 RS, but the problem was it wasn't just the GT3 RS; it was the entirety. Like he went back to the 550 Spider, and then he went through a bunch of their RS models, and then he touched briefly on the GT2 RS, and then went to the GT3 RS and spent a lot of time like.
It's a convoluted
it wasn't all
history. It wasn't a cohesive narrative. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was interesting, and it was very long. It's an hour long, but yeah, everybody's either going bankrupt because obviously, like Recaro went bankrupt, Hoonigan went bankrupt.
Well, they didn't. It's important to accurately note this. Yes, they declared bankruptcy, but it's not as though the companies were unsuccessful and just went bankrupt. They all let private equity buy into them and try to growth them. And what happened is what always happens with private equity. These guys are just fucking raiders. They came in, they leveraged everything the company had to the hilt to make line go up to get their money back. And then as soon as it stopped being profitable, they immediately strip-minded of assets to sell off to keep them making money. Not the company, the investment firm, and then now they've got leveraged debt, to like 1.2 billion for Hoonigan, and then they've got no assets anymore because the private equity firm strip mined them, of anything they had, and now they're just declaring bankruptcy to hope to clear away that debt. And it's like, yeah, well, that's like our thing. What we're doing, if YouTube is big, we're never letting anybody buy us.
Yeah, I mean that's the main thing.
We'll work with sponsors. We'll do sponsored videos. We can do stuff like that. But we're not for sale.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Is
we're gonna remain transparent about that too. I guess if there's a huge trend happening on YouTube where some companies sponsored a whole bunch of builds with a bunch of people, and our fans, if we ever have them, are like, "Why didn't you guys do this?" And we'll be like, "Okay, well, hey, this is why. We had this idea for a cool build that we were going to do. The company didn't like that. We didn't like anything they suggested, so we didn't do anything."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing is, yes, you might lose out on possible money, but then you're also creatively stifling yourself, which was a huge thing I had with, because I had talked with about Palworld. Palworld's now getting sued because Nintendo filed a patent in August, and they're using that as basically the filler for this new lawsuit. Yeah. And Palworld's going and fighting it, saying, "Look,
we
have to
before they filed that patent.
Because if we don't fight this, then every indie dev that ever has a good idea is going to get stifled." And I totally agree, because even Berserk, there was a fan Berserk anime that was supposed to get made. they got shut down by the actual animation studio saying, no, that's our IP.
Animation studios have been horrendous lately, especially animation companies. Funimation bought Crunchyroll and basically shut it the fuck down and ruined everything. Yeah. If there was ever any group of people that you shouldn't do the no, we set the price and control what you can watch with, it's anime fans, because we've been pirating things and passing them around for decades. Like, that was the only way to get it back then. So, like, you really shouldn't do this to us. We will bankrupt you through piracy.
Yeah, it's absolutely stupid. Also,
I wish piracy was like actually real though. I wish it was like actually theft. I wish that I could hack Disney and download all their movies and then I had them and they didn't exist anymore and I could delete them all. I wish that were real. I wish piracy were actual theft.
You don't need to give them any ideas. They already do that with a lot of, like, the Acme movie that they've completely filmed and finished. And they're like, well, if somebody doesn't buy it for the price we set, we're just going to delete it and then write off as a tax write-off.
Oh, wasn't that the Batwoman movie? Wasn't that... Didn't Warner Brothers have like a Batwoman or Batgirl movie? It was like complete, it was edited, it was ready, and then they were like, nah, just scrap it. Like, what, you just made a whole movie and threw it away?
Yeah, because you can write it off as a tax write-off, and they get all of that money and more back.
There was a...
ridiculous
creative accounting going on with the railroads at one point to that end. Around the time electrification was first coming into popularity. I think it was Penn Central, one of the railroads, was doing electrification to all their rail network, but they were accounting it as maintenance so that it wasn't a capital cost. And then they were like, oh yeah, it's like, took a pretty big hit this quarter doing a lot of maintenance. Looks like we can't pay taxes. The Interstate Commerce Commission cracked down on that pretty quickly, which is probably one of the reasons we don't have electrified high-speed rail in this country. The other one is the way railroads are run and who they're run by.
Yeah, it's a lot of things. A lot of shady government dealings.
Yeah. That podcast I watch... Well, there's your problem. Shout out those guys. Excellent Engineering Disasters podcast covered this. Precision schedule railroading. It is neither precision nor scheduling, and not even really railroading. Here's the thing. You've got two trains, and they've both got to run to the end of your rail network in one day. So that takes 2 shifts, so you got to pay 4 crews. However, if you double the length of the trains... and then you have one go and sit at the end of the double track, a passing siding, and not move all day while the other one runs to the other end of the rail network. And then that crew times out, and you have to, hire another crew to come on and sit on the train and do nothing. Through the magic of accounting, you have saved 1 day's pay for a railroad crew because you used 3 instead of 4, even though you have not delivered as many things and you have further congested the rail network. You have accounted a positive.
Sounds like American magic.
With the way the railroads being run that way for the past 40, 50 years, it's no wonder the rail network in America is so fucking far behind every other country. It's that kind of logic.
Yeah.
If we do a worse job and fuck up a little bit, we could save money.
That's basically what America's built on. It's
the scam. The scam and the hustle. Yeah. But no, I'm excited for hopefully getting this shop built, having a place to live next year where I don't pay rent, so I've got more of my disability income to just throw at like tools and parts and building cars and stuff. Yeah, and I gotta get a work truck to use as like a tow rig to go get stuff and to also make money hauling things with a trailer for people, called hot shotting. My boss does a lot of that, and he told me more or less ins and outs of the economics of how he makes money doing that, and I'm like, oh, that sounds incredibly doable. And he's like, yeah, you could buy a cheap Duramax and do that. And I'm like, I'm gonna look at doing that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I have some ideas for more builds I'd like to do once I get there. I gotta write them all down and figure them out and stuff. And yeah, and then I'll add them to the Facebook page. Have you come up with any new car build ideas lately?
No, I
Don't want
kind
to
of
enjoy your
best
Miata and
head
eventually turn it into a spec Miata racer?
No, I'll probably keep it as stock as possible, just because I'm gonna give it to my nephew. So that way he has a car that if he wants to do anything with, that's fine.
Blank slate?
But yeah, but for me, it's mainly just the Miata, the RX-7, and then probably try and right now save money because I'll be trying to help Tanner try and fix up the house,
Yeah.
and then
House fixing up and
yeah, and then yeah, probably just a Porsche whenever I get some money saved.
Porsche's the goal. Gotcha.
Yeah,
I'd
just
much prefer
because
you to be closer to me before you Porsche endeavored, though. That way I could be your Porsche mechanic.
Yeah, that
Also,
would be.
I want you here. I haven't seen you in like 5 years. I want to give you a hug.
Has been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully, I mean, later this year, 'cause I know right now I have an appointment for November, late November, and that's basically going to be okay, we're gonna either your limb due's either canceled and you're getting out or it's extended.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of waiting till like after that to do anything because I kind of need to know where I'm going to be.
Yeah.
So after that, so probably like Christmas time then, Christmas-ish, will be fine to go and visit because I have a lot of leave. I have 3 days I'm using on a weekend just because I
can.
Even if I take, yeah, because even if I take him during a weekday, I still have medical appointments to go to. So like,
Yeah.
kind of defeats the point. So
Yeah.
I'm just using him that way. My boss doesn't get in trouble because my boss is actually a good dude because he's like, if you have a medical appointment, don't come into work. Just really let me know.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, which saves me a lot of time because it's like 30 minutes from my house to work, but that's with a toll road. And that's there and back.
What's the toll?
Yeah. Like $2 each way.
That's not terrible, but every day that adds up.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Once I kind of get that figured out, then I can go out and visit, and then
yeah, man.
Yeah, once. Yeah. Other than that, though, car-wise, I'm just trying to get the RX-7 to be decent, and then just keep the Miata. Keep those two kind of good. Save up money. That way, I can probably do the Porsche because it's either that or start getting a Sonoma or a S10 for the Cyclone.
Those would be good even before we turn them into that, just to have as a winter beater. Because if it does snow, you're not going to want to drive your Miata.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're really cheap, but they're usually pretty terrible.
Yeah, and that was the problem I was running into was they're either automatic, and I don't really want automatic. Manual.
It'd be fine for a winter beater for now. We can always put a manual in it and an Astrovan transfer case and turn it into a Cyclone. Stay Tuned just worked on their Cyclone. They're on like their 4th engine.
Jesus.
Yeah, they just rebuilt another one.
They're blowing them up like crazy. But yeah, I don't know. That's a eventually thing, just because it'd also be nice to have a truck, because obviously the Miata doesn't have a lot of storage capacity.
Yeah.
Like the 9 boxes of car magazines barely fit in the GTO. And that was trunk stuff to capacity, the back seats, boxes stacked on top of each other, and then the front seat and the front passenger footwell full of boxes. So Yeah. But yeah, those are the two. Just because everything else is gonna need work to really be anything decent. And yeah. Also, everything else just costs a lot of money, and
Yeah.
the Porsche costs a lot of money, but it's also if you get the good years for a 911, so basically 78 to
Yeah.
89.
I was gonna remind you, you
Not
do have a Porsche. It's just in my driveway.
yeah.
Yeah, but I haven't
Yeah.
finished it yet. When it is
So,
ready,
but,
I will have you know it's ready, and you can come drive it, come
hell
check
yeah.
it out.
Hell yeah.
I'll send you updates when
Yeah.
I finish stuff.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing is also once you finish the movie for the first movie, then we can do a trade and you can keep the RX-7 and then I'll take the 944 back. And you can probably keep the Miata too. That way you have two Mazdas for your movie, and then just whenever you're done with the second one, I'll give that to my nephew because I think he turns 16, or no, I think he turns 15 this year.
Okay.
So,
I've got
but
some time. All right.
yeah, like he right now, I know my sister doesn't want to give him a car because he loses everything. So she's worried that he'll lose his car keys, like a lot. So, and I've told her about getting a tile at like little thing
Yeah.
that we can track him. She's like, "Well, that's great, but what if he loses his phone?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know. Tell the kid to be an adult. I don't know."
Give him
But
a smack. Let him learn
yeah,
responsibility the physical way.
so I don't know, but yeah, he has time. Yeah, he has a good while till he needs a car. So
Yeah.
yeah, the Miata will be good. The RX-7 will be good for you guys. That way, you guys can. I mean, until you basically take the engine out, the RX-7 will be drivable, and the Miata obviously will be good. Just yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, other than that, no, not really any ideas. Just really just trying refining the Blackbird. Because I did come up with the idea of uh, one sec. So I did come up with the idea for what I want to do for the color.
Oh yeah.
Uh, it is going to be outside of our ability. It's going to be a very high-end paint shop, unfortunately,
Hmm.
because it is a multi-stage color. But I feel like that's the closest we can get to an actual SR-71.
Yeah. Semi-gloss black.
Yeah, semi-gloss, semi-matte.
Yeah.
Nero Nemesis.
That is a
It's
doable
essentially
paint job.
it's very difficult. I've watched somebody do it because the other one, I mentioned it before. Actually, that'll be fine. No, I hate the because I think with the RX-7 we had talked about the RX-7 we had talked about was doing it in this one, the white version of it, Bianco Canopus, which is another
Yeah.
one. It's semi gloss, semi matte.
Yeah.
Um, and they're both they're a multi-stage kind of thing. That's
Yeah.
just very cool. But yeah, that was the coloring idea I had for Blackbird because it will give it that SR-71 look.
Yeah.
But I'm still trying to refine the the chassis
Yeah.
to figure out how I can make it as lightweight as possible.
There's a lot of ways to do that.
Yeah, So yeah, that was pretty much it. It was just refining Blackbird because everything else is pretty much I have down to how would be best. I wouldn't say best, but what to do with them.
All right, yeah.
So, and then I'm still tossing around the idea of making Blackbird a kind of 308 convertible kind of thing.
I don't know what you mean. Oh, like a Targa top?
Yes, but not in the way that Porsche does it.
And
more in the way that...
Like Ferrari does it and sort of how the Corvette did it?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
More like that.
Yeah.
Because Targa does it with, obviously, that strip that goes behind it.
Yeah, they're like a half Landau top when Porsche does it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's more, it stands out more. While this would be, especially if it's black, and you did the top, instead of doing it leather, like Ferrari does it, but actually doing it
like
a lightweight.
Did, like an actual black.
Yeah, paint match to the car, and then do like a carbon fiber sheet. That way it's even lightweight.
Yeah.
So, we're tossing around the idea. I don't know if if you would lose too much structural rigidity if you did it, though, and that's where I'm mulling it.
Nah, not if we did it right.
So, yeah, that's kind of the just because I don't have any other Targos, I believe, besides obviously the Cyclone.
With the ASC T-tops.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with everything. And then, I did join a Rare RX-7 Parts Facebook group, and they list some pretty interesting things, too.
Cool.
They had a really weird way to join. You had to answer questions, but they were very generic. It was like, how many rotors are in a 20B?
No, I mean...
Yeah.
I guess they wanted actual RX-7 enthusiasts to be in there, so...
I guess? I don't know. But I joined that, and then I joined a 7x7 Miata group, because it's like a local Miata group. Because the guy I bought it from recommended it.
That's cool. Hopefully you find like some track days or something to go to. Have some fun with the car again.
Yeah, that's the goal. Get better with the car. Just because with the GTO, it's a very big car. And it's a very, you can go very fast, very quickly. So there's no real trying with it.
Yeah.
You don't really have to try with it at all. So it's just, I don't know, getting a car that I can't go fast right away, and I kind of think about it, what will be better. But
yeah, just all about you enjoying your cars again.
Yeah, and that was the thing, is I definitely did lose that, just driving the GTO because of everything that happened with it, and probably a lot of other reasons, but yeah, that's the goal. Because I obviously do still enjoy cars, because I bought 9 boxes of car magazines. I have a Porsche magazine right here that's brand new.
Yeah.
I bought my Lego Lamborghini Countach. It's just getting the driving joy again. So, but yeah, hopefully. Yeah, other than that, I don't think. Going through the list, I think the only thing would be, I guess, the Datsun. But those are really overpriced if you buy them where they're either drivable or close to drivable. So
yeah,
they're a car that we'll definitely have to wait on. Everything else is something that will cost to, we'll either have to do a lot of work to, or yeah. So right now it seems like the best will be the Cyclone or the Sonoma, or the 944, Obviously, it'll be 944 at first, and then just whatever after that. It'll be a 911 to be turned into one of the ideas or whatever.
Yeah. All right, man.
So, yeah. All right. I'll let you go. So.
Almost 2 hours. Pretty good podcast. Solid. All right, bud. I love you. I'm glad you seem to be doing at least a little bit better. We're going to do this more often now that I'm home from summertime, and yeah.
Exactly. Sounds good. Your video's not moving again, so I don't know.
Oh, I was just doing the L.
Doing the L? Hell yeah.
Bye-o.
Yeah. Bye-o.